The power of standing alone in a world where social networks, teams, and collaborations are often hailed as the key to success, standing alone can feel like a weakness. The truth, however, is starkly different. History's most remarkable figures, the visionaries, strategists, and leaders, often began their journeys with zero support. Niccolo Machiavelli, the master of political strategy, understood this deeply. He knew that relying on others was a luxury, not a necessity, and that independence could be transformed into unparalleled power. This video explores why having no support can actually be your greatest advantage, how to leverage isolation, and how to apply Machiavelli's principles, dark psychology, and stoic wisdom to rise alone in a skeptical world. Why zero support can be an advantage. One, total freedom of action. When you have no supporters, you are unbound by expectations, obligations, or compromises. Alliances, while useful, often come with hidden costs, favors, loyalty demands, and moral compromises. Machiavelli warned leaders about these subtle chains. The more people you rely on, the more your freedom diminishes. Being alone allows you to choose your path without negotiation, move quickly, without consensus, avoid betrayal and political entanglements. Ironically, zero support is the ultimate strategic advantage. It frees you from the unpredictable whims of others. 1002 Self-reliance builds. Power isolation forces you to develop your own skills, intelligence, and resilience. Dependence on others often dulls initiative. Self-reliance sharpens it. Machiavelli consistently emphasized the importance of being armed and prepared, not relying on external security. When no one supports you, every success becomes truly your own, and every failure becomes a lesson. Over time, self-reliance breeds confidence that can intimidate rivals and inspire respect, even from those who once doubted you. 1.3 eliminates false allies and hidden enemies. Many people who appear supportive are secretly self-serving. Machiavelli observed that opportunistic allies often betray at the first chance. Zero support shields you from this danger. You are less vulnerable to manipulation. You avoid political or social sabotage. Your enemies cannot use your allies against you. Isolation, in essence, reduces your exposure to the unpredictable nature of human loyalty. Machiavellian principles for rising alone. Machiavelli's writings, particularly The Prince, provide a blueprint for achieving power in the absence of allies. Here's how to apply his timeless principles. 2.1 Build your own reputation strategically. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." When alone, reputation is your currency. Even without supporters, a well-crafted reputation can attract opportunities, automatically discourage rivals from challenging you, create indirect influence. To build a reputation without backing, demonstrate competence, consistently be decisive in action. Let results speak louder than words. 2.2 Use isolation as a learning advantage. Leaders often make decisions under pressure. Isolation forces you to think critically, solve problems independently, and sharpen judgment. Machiavelli admired leaders who could adapt like water, using whatever circumstances they faced. Practical steps. Maintain a daily practice of reflection. Analyze every failure as feedback. Study strategy, psychology, and human behavior intensely. 2.3 Manipulate perception without alliances, even if no one supports you. Perception can be your ally. Machiavelli was a master of appearances. People can be influenced by what they see you doing, not who supports you. Techniques include publicly showcasing competence or expertise, controlling your narrative through media or personal branding, creating the illusion of influence or power to deter opposition. 3. Dark psychology tactics for succeeding alone. When no one supports you, understanding human psychology becomes critical. Machiavelli, combined with modern behavioral science, offers these tactics. 3.1 Exploit the predictable weaknesses of others. Humans are predictably selfish, emotional, and insecure. Machiavelli wrote extensively on using these tendencies. Competitors often overestimate allies. Use that miscalculation. Rivals can be manipulated by envy or pride. Influence is often indirect. Words, gestures, and timing matter more than brute force. 3.22 The power of strategic silence is a weapon. When isolated, you are free to observe without revealing intentions. This allows you to Understand hidden motives of others, wait for the right moment to strike or act, avoid unnecessary conflict that weakens you. Strategic silence also builds mystique, making others overestimate your resources or abilities. 3. Turn weakness into an advantage. Machiavelli praised those who could turn disadvantages into tools of power. Being unsupported can inspire underestimated ingenuity, force unconventional strategies that surprise competitors, encourage mental toughness that those with comfort and security never develop. 4. Stoic wisdom for enduring isolation. Stoicism complements Machiavellian strategy by strengthening mental resilience. 4.1 Embrace the obstacle. Stoics teach that adversity is the path to growth. When isolated, adopt the mindset, the obstacle is the way. Every rejection, every doubt, every lonely hour is a chance to sharpen yourself. 4.2 Control only what you can. Isolation reminds you that you cannot control others, only your own actions. Stoic practice. Focus on mastery of your mind, skills and decisions. Accept that external support is a bonus, not a necessity. Avoid wasting energy on others' opinions. 4.3 Maintain inner virtue even when surrounded by hostility or doubt. Stoicism encourages integrity, discipline, and composure. Machiavelli noted that appearances matter, but inner control is infallible power. The quieter you are in chaos, the sharper your strategic advantage. 5. Practical steps to succeed. Without support, isolation is challenging, but strategic action transforms it into an asset. 5.1 Focus intensely on skill mastery. Without allies to share responsibility, you must excel independently. Identify your unique value and become unquestionably skilled in your domain. 5.2 Create your own systems of support. Self-support is more reliable than human support. Develop routines for productivity. Build personal safety nets, financial, mental, physical. Automate or outsource selectively instead of relying on unreliable people. 5.3 Use influence instead of alliances. Influence is more powerful than friendship or loyalty. Cultivate indirect networks through knowledge sharing. Offer value without dependency. Position yourself as a necessary force in your sphere. 5.4 Guard against emotional isolation. Humans need psychological balance. Solitude can lead to doubt and despair. Maintain selective mentorship or guidance from books and online sources. Journal and reflect to process thoughts. Strategically convert loneliness into strategic contemplation instead of weakness. 6. Case studies, historical examples of solo success. 6.1 Niccolò Machiavelli himself. Machiavelli wrote The Prince while politically isolated after falling from power. His lack of support did not diminish his influence. It allowed him to think freely, critically, and strategically, producing work that remains relevant centuries later. 6.2 Elon Musk. Elon Musk faced near bankruptcy and intense skepticism with Tesla and SpaceX. With almost zero external support, he relied on personal skill, audacity, and calculated risk to create industry-changing companies. 6.3 Oprah Winfrey. Early in her career, Oprah had minimal support and faced systemic barriers. She leveraged talent, discipline, and strategic media positioning to rise alone and become a global icon. These examples prove that support is optional, but strategy and self-reliance are essential. Mindset shifts for thriving alone. 7.1 Reframe isolation as advantage. Stop seeing solitude as a deficit. Instead, see it as freedom, focus, and unmatched growth potential. 7.2 Embrace calculated risk without allies. Every move carries risk. Machiavelli advised that fortune favors the bold. Calculated, intelligent risk-taking becomes your most potent tool. 7.3 Celebrate small wins. Every small achievement in isolation builds momentum, self-confidence, and credibility. Over time, these accumulate into independent authority and influence. 7.4 Practice patience and timing. Without a support network to push or distract you, timing becomes a weapon. Waiting for the right moment to act often leads to greater success than rushing with unreliable allies. Conclusion: mastery through solitude, standing alone in a world of doubt, is not weakness, it is power in disguise. Machiavelli, dark psychology, and stoicism all converge on the same principle. True strength comes from self-reliance, strategy, and mastery of one's environment and mind. By embracing zero support, you gain freedom and clarity. You sharpen skills, judgment, and resilience. You convert isolation into a stealthy strategic advantage. You rise in a world that expects you to fail in the end. Those who succeed alone are not defined by the people they have, but by the power they cultivate within themselves. Remember, allies are optional. Strategy is essential. Isolation is not a curse, it's your greatest teacher.